Welcome back to Beginner Canasta. Today we're going to talk about getting the discard pile. In order to take the discard pile, one of the people in the partnership must have already made initial meld. My partner has made initial meld, so either my partner or I can get the pile. Our opponents are only able to get the pile if one of them has made initial meld. So sometimes your partnership can get the pile, but the other one can't, or the other one can and yours can't because you haven't made initial meld, or one of you hasn't. So my partner has made initial meld, and I'm going to watch what my right-hand opponent discards, because I'm only allowed to pick up the pile on my turn. So I'm in luck. My right-hand opponent discarded a jack. In my hand, I have a pair of jacks. You need to have a pair or more, but at least a pair of whatever is on top of the pile in order to get the pile. You cannot have one of the cards and a wild. That will not work. So I'm in luck. I have a pair. You either take the pile in your turn or pick a card. It is either or, not both. I'm going to take the pile, so I give my partner the pair of jacks out of my hand. I must take the top card and give it to my partner to meld, because whenever you take the pile that has been discarded to, you must meld at least 3 cards. You're allowed to meld more than 3, but you have to meld at least 3. 2 out of your hand and 1 from the top of the pile. Once you've done that, you must take the entire pile into your hand. You are not allowed to say, oh, I only want that top card. No, you have to take the entire pile into your hand. And if it's an easy one to sort, you can take a little bit of time to sort it. Many players, especially if it's early in the hand, we're kind of early in the hand here, there's still several turns left, will find a card to discard and then organize their hand as the turns go around. So that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to quickly look through this, and I'm going to try to decide what I want to discard. And what you choose to discard, many people will pick different things, but we do have to remember the empty tray rules. The empty tray rules are no aces, no sevens, no wilds. Remember, you can never discard a wild unless it's all you have in your hand, and nothing from a closed canasta. At the moment in our game, we don't have anything from a closed canasta, so no aces, no sevens, no wilds. I don't have any aces because my partner's already melded them. That's nice. And I'm going to throw out the 9. I'm going to throw out the 9 because what I see is I have 3 of them. So if I discard the 9, I'll still have a pair. Now, since I've discarded the 9, turns will continue. I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to sort the hand. Now, normally you don't sort the hand so everyone can see it, but I want you to see how I quickly sort my hands. What I do is I pick the top card, and then I just gather like numbers, and I put them down. So I'm putting all those together. Do I have any more 7s? No. I know I have another 9. Let's see. I've got some 4s anywhere else? No. I have another 10. Oh, I have a lot of queens. Look at that. There are a lot of queens in that pile. And I have kings, and I have an 8, and I have a 6. Now, you might say to yourself, but you only had 1 6. Why didn't you discard that? And the reason is because if I discard the 9, my right-hand opponent might think that I don't have a pair of 9s. And I might get lucky, and they might discard a 9, and then I'll get more cards, because the way to win is to get more cards and to get more canastas and more points in your melding. All right, so turn has come around again. I'm going to put a couple of cards in there, pretending that it had gone around. Oh, and my opponent was good. I don't have a pair of 8, so I cannot pick up the pile. But now I'm going to think about whether or not I want to meld anything. Generally, I don't start a new rank with this much time left in the hand, unless I have 5 or more of them. Because if I start the queens, I still have a pair. I might decide to put out one more king. I still have a pair. I have 5 fives. I'm going to start the 5s. And now I have to decide what I'm going to get rid of. We're going to keep the 7s. We're going to keep our pairs. I'm going to throw an 8 and hope my opponent, right-hand opponent, doesn't throw another 8. And we just keep going. You might ask why I didn't put down more cards. Because I could have taken my kings to 6. I could have taken my queens to 5. Once you have 5 in a rank, you give your opponents a safe discard. And the reason for that is, if I had put out a 5th king, or if I had put out all 5 queens, right? If I put out all 5 queens and my opponent discards a queen, even if I have 2 queens in my hand, I can't pick up the pile. Because what's the rule? You have to discard 3. You have to meld 3 in order to pick up the pile. I can't meld 3 because I've already got 5 queens. Melding 3 more queens would take it to 8. And we are only allowed 7 in a canasta. No more, no less. And you are not allowed to have a second set of queens. I can't take the pile and say, oh, I'm going to start another queens here. No, you're not allowed to do that. You're only allowed to have 1 of each rank in your own melds. That's picking up the pile. There is something called the spare pair rule that lets you pick up the pile in your initial melding turn. It is a more advanced rule, and it is a special rule, and it has its own video. Play on and enjoy canastaing.